Greetings, greetings. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Aurora Guardian 444. It's 444. Um, I had a download right now and I needed to share this because it actually was really, really, really vivid. Um, so I wanted to talk about meditating real quick and what happens when you meditate and also when you sleep. And it's rapid eye movement, okay? Um, Naturally, our body is programmed in a certain way. And the reason why a lot of people tend to stress about meditation is because during meditation, you get into this rapid eye movement state. And it doesn't seem like you are, but you actually do. It's crazy. I was just like seeing some orbs right now. We get into this rapid eye movement state, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it just from what I was given right now, or what I remember, I should say. Um, the rapid eye movement state that we get into is what we call REM sleep, right? Now, the reason why REM sleep is so important is because REM sleep is actually the only time that our, how can I say, that we are actually recharging our actual body, like recharging, healing. That's the only real time. Yeah, when you're relaxing, it helps the body to kind of ease, but it's not actually. It's only doing like a very small portion of what your body is capable of doing. So if you're not hitting REM sleep, then you're not actually healing certain parts of your body, certain parts of your DNA. You're not activating yourself in the sense where you just be like relaxing. Um, so back to what I was saying, when we get into this rapid eye movement state, what I was given right now is it's, yes, rapid eye movement, but I feel like what was given to me was the fact that it really stands for like recharging of energetic mechanisms, right? Or recharging of energetic mechanism. And the only reason why I say this is because that's the actual real definition for it. We are energetic beings. We are energetic, organic, some of us homogenized or, hybridized, whatever the case may be. But either way, we are an avatar, right? Within our avatar is what holds a spirit and a soul. I'm sorry. The spirit and our soul is the impressions that we have from all of the lives that we have lived. Because really it's the spirit, it's your source. It's source, and that's what is being contained. So within source, you have coding, and those codes are all of the lifetimes that you have spent. All of your experiences are all in code formation, and it's code. So you are code. So this is how we come to be, because with our codes within our DNA, within our spirit, within the impressions on our soul, that's what makes us, right? So let's talk about REM real quick, because I don't want to deter and I don't want to make this long. So recharging of energetic mechanisms. You know how they say the body is a machine? It's a self-sustaining machine. Well, it's only self-sustaining because it's energetic, and everything around us is energy, and we breathe energy. We breathe the life force, so that is energy. So we are an energetic avatar. And they don't, like, people don't say certain things for a reason, for no reason. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. So when they always say, like, oh, the body is a well built machine and stuff like that, like, you got to think, okay, there is some truth to that. So when we hit REM sleep, you guys, or even in meditation, when we hit REM, your eyes start to flicker back and forth while your lids are closed, obviously. I wanna take the time to say, has anyone ever looked at somebody while you're driving in a car and look at their eyes, how they flicker when they're looking at everything that's passing them by? It's actually pretty fascinating how fast our eyes move, the nerves, like how fast our nerves respond. It's really fascinating. And that was one of the things that I literally had noticed one time. And I took a fascination to it right away. And I actually liked looking at the rapid movement. So I literally started meditating, maybe, I don't know, I'm so serious, maybe not even 10 minutes, and I started feeling my eyes move. And I'm like, that's so weird, because I started testing myself. I do this often, and I think a lot of us should, so that we can get more answers. But when I notice something really weird, I'll test it out. Or if I notice something that seems like, did that just happen? I'll test it out 2-3 times before I come to my conclusion, like, oh my God, that's what it is. And sometimes I don't even need to, because I usually test it maybe a second time. And that's just to confirm what I was feeling. That's not to doubt, because I know what I feel already, right? So literally, like, within 10 minutes, my eyes are like moving like crazy, like rapid eye movement. So I'm like, yo, this is interesting, okay? Once we get into rapid eye movement, you know how they say we only use supposedly 10% of our brains, but I beg to disagree. Um, you know, I think the people who are capped, I think the people who are not into finding themselves, I think those are the people that maybe use 10% of their brains. But I think a lot of us nowadays are using more, and I feel like there are some of us who tap into way more. Um, all of, how can I say? So the brain would be obviously considered as like the memory bank, right? That would be tapping into all of your soul, like all of your soul imprints. Okay. And the crazy thing is that I literally learned that within certain auric fields, we hold codes there as well. So you could literally see maybe that someone has an expression or something that's cloaking them. Not even cloaking, to be honest. You mean you could tap into that, but it's more like protecting. Okay? Who's protecting you? It's more like, oof, like I want to get into it, but I really don't. Um, you can tell a lot, and you can really get into a lot of things once you start to open up your mind. You get to see past certain densities. You get to see into different dimensions if you have that capability, which I feel like if you're using more than 10% of your brain, you definitely have that capability. Okay, let's just talk about it. Like I said, I feel like there are certain people, maybe certain mentalities that due to so much programming and fragmenting, those are the people that won't be able to use more than 10%. When we get into, so what I was saying was the mind is a memory bank, right? But it's a memory bank of your soul. So it's connected to your soul. So if we have 100% of our memory bank, if we have 100% of memory, but within that memory, out of how many years we live, we only tap into 10%, something's wrong. What's wrong is, first off, a lot of people who are only using 10 are not getting R.E.M. Okay? There are people who could sleep 8 hours a day and maybe have 40 minutes of R.E.M. That's hard. Like, no wonder why your body just is sluggish. And this is the truth. Like, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but it is what it is. It's happened to me. I literally feel like, and the crazy thing about R.E.M. sleep is like, this is how crazy it is. When you're in R.E.M. sleep, hours could fly by and you only feel like it's only been an hour. I'm not even crazy. I'm not even playing with you. Like, R.E.M. sleep is like no time. It's not associated to time. Like, when we are in R.E.M., we are not associated to time. We literally step out of our physical and we recharge. It's amazing. That's how we know. That's how I know there is no time in R.E.M. sleep, because the time difference, wow. Like, wow. Even 40 minutes for some people a day of R.E.M. is probably a good like 7 hours of energy. But mind you, how much energy are you exerting out of that? Okay. So you have to really take into account that if you're not getting R.E.M. sleep, you're really not recharging yourself the way you should. Depending on what you eat will take away all that energy. So let's say 40 minutes is equivalent to 5 hours. Okay. Because that seems more like that. Let's say 40 minutes is equivalent to 5 hours. Now, let's say you eat like crap and maybe have like a fruit or some greens. And I don't even know what people's diets are, so we're going to just kind of I'm not even going to give it a neutral. I'm just going to say that a lot of people eat like crap. So that's why I said a fruit, maybe, because that's what people do. Well, other people do. Maybe some greens, like maybe, I don't know, green beans, maybe like peas or something on the side of a dish. That's how people roll nowadays. I can't speak for myself because I eat at a higher frequency. I eat intuitively, so I'm not speaking for me. We're just gonna roll it out. Let me stop. So, out of 5 hours of energy that you received from R.E.M. sleep, which means energy, okay? Because ultimately what we're doing is we're receiving energy back from our source. That's what R.E.M. sleep is. I'm going to talk about what happens, because when we dream in R.E.M. sleep. Now, the reason why we dream in R.E.M. sleep is because when we are in R.E.M., when we are in the R.E.M. state, we are not in this 3D body. We are in the ethers, you guys. And when we get to R.E.M. state, your eyes start flickering. I started this. Your eyes start flickering. And what that causes is, first off, when you start to sleep, your body, when you start to be relaxed, your mind actually says, okay, now I'm getting relaxed. So now I'm going to switch off all the body parts that I don't need. Okay. So you ever feel like literally you feel somebody kind of like twitch when they're falling asleep? And you know that that's because they're falling asleep? That's what that is. Your body is actually signaling all of those neurons like off switches, so they turn off. So they'll twitch, but it's because it's like on off on off off. You feel me? Like um like just testing it out. It's weird, but it's actually pretty fascinating. I love talking about the body and everything. We're at 16 minutes right now. We're gonna try and speed this up real quick. I didn't want it to be a half an hour. It takes a long time to upload. Your body tends to twitch when your body parts are shutting down because they're not needed. So what your body is sending is these electrical responses to those body parts and shutting them down, saying that you're good. You're good, we're relaxing, you're not needed right now. Now, when you get into that relaxed state and all of your body sends all of those electrical responses right back to the brain and says, okay, we're ready to sleep, then your eyes you'll start to notice, it's a whole process. You'll start to notice that when you get into REM sleep, your eyes move fast and they actually send messages, electrical responses or messages to the brain. But I want to talk about something real quick, and we're going to use my face as levels of consciousness within our brain, tapping into those, okay? The 10% that we use is this right here. This is our physical. This is what we keep active, and I do this with the mouth, you guys, for a reason. Because this is everything that we see and that we can describe in the physical, okay? So this is what we use 10% of. It's always down here, okay? Up here, from here, we're gonna do from eyebrows to nose. This is the subconscious, you guys, okay? This is deep as hell. This is the subconscious. We see with our eyes and we use it and we program it and we keep it there, but we don't ever talk about it. Why? Because there is a big ass bridge. Let's just say that this is a bridge, but some of us don't have a bridge. Let's just say this is a wall, okay? How can you be able to tap into this if there's a big ass wall? If there's a big ass wall blocking it, right? So what that happens, what you have to do, and this is where the third eye comes in, right? Because it's opening your perception, what you see, you guys. We're opening that up. So then this becomes available. When you open up your third eye, this becomes available. Your subconscious becomes available to you. When you start to tap into that, there's only one other place that a lot of people don't tap into. And that is the unconscious, okay? That is all the way up here. And why'd I put it up here? Because the crown is here, you guys. This is what we would consider our Akash, the crown right here, okay? These are the 3 levels of our brain that we don't use and we use. Now, REM sleep provides the door. There's a door, you guys, in every one, okay? But some of us, we bricked up that door. That's what I'm talking about, that wall. So we bricked it up, okay? That's calcified pineal glands. When we break up the wall, we don't even have an open door or an access way, nothing. And sometimes if you do, it's because you've shattered that door or you choose not to walk through that door. Like you shattered the wall or you just choose not to walk through that door. That's real stuff. Now, a lot of us choose not to walk through that door, okay? Because of fear of the unknown. But the thing is that the subconscious already knows. It's the unconscious. You have to go through here through here to get to here. Okay? Now, once you go through the subconscious mind and you access that, you actually unlock a whole can of worms in the best way possible, actually. Can of worms, right? Can containing something. Worms are bait. Like, what are you baiting? You're baiting yourself. Who are you trying to grab? Who are you trying to fish for? You fishing for your God, goddess. That's what we're fishing. We're fishing for the biggest prize possible, you guys. That's what we're fishing for, okay? So when I say can of worms, you guys got to understand that this shit is deep right now. I haven't put one of these high frequency videos out, I think, since like my first couple of videos. I've noticed a difference in my content, but this was a big code. This was code, and I need to just let it out. So, you know, we're fishing, we're using this, we're getting all of our bait, right? And this is where we get our bait, so that we know how to fish for the God, okay? How we go about it, what we're looking for, okay? How they swim, what climate are they in, like what area, or how rare. Like, you gotta understand, all of those are descriptions of you, okay? So think about it like that. Now, we're fishing in water, you guys. Etherical water. Once you start to get into the unconscious mind, you start to tap into your Akash. You start to vibrate from this. You start to work and vibrate higher, where you see things no one does, where you're able to know without knowing. Once you get here, okay, once you open up this crown, you've already got what you need. You already baited your God. All you need to do is reel them in. That's the truth. And how fast and how slow you reel them in is totally up to you. Because at the end of the day, you got to remember, the resistance is you. When you're on a fishing line and you're trying to reel in your God slash goddess slash God, you got to understand that the resistance is you. So if it's trying to like get away, that's because you're resisting yourself. Oof. Keep going, Source. Source is spewing it out right now. Woo. I feel the channeling, like, that's crazy. That's pretty much the source. That's pretty much the code that I got today. What I was saying about the electrical responses is that it gives you, okay, the only way that you are able to walk through this door is if you take care of this door. If you have the key to the door, okay? When you have the key, you'll know. What I mean is, you guys have to decalcify your pineal gland. Because then there are no barriers. Then you can just walk straight through the door. And that's the key, okay? So that's all I'm giving you guys, because everyone has talked about, you know, moving up in consciousness, but I've obviously we always say it's through the chakras, but you know, this is for my, like, this is just another analogy. This is probably a better way to describe, and for having people to like have this imagery in their head so that you guys can see it. You guys can actually put a visual to it. Like, there is a reason why I used my face, okay, you guys? Because everything is symbolic. And those are the 3 ways. You got to understand, it's as above, so below, as within, so without. Like, these are the universal laws. So everything is created in the balance of those laws. Go and look up the Hermetic principles, you guys. You guys will start to realize that this whole thing about, oh, what a coincidence, there's no coincidence. Get that out of your mental. The coincidence? No. Coincidence is a term to create doubt, to keep you in the state of doubt. So when there is no coincidence, there is only knowing, you guys. Therefore, everything that you say, you already know, and you don't have to prove otherwise. Because why? There is no doubt. So that's what happens when you hit here. You are doubt. You don't run in doubt. You run off of love, and you run off of knowing, because that is the frequency of being, of having your crown open. And beyond, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's more, there's way more. But once you get to the unconscious, you're really gonna have fun. You're really gonna start I mean, even opening up your third eye is good, your first eye is good, but that's like this much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great. It helps you a lot to be able to open up your crown, because it's almost like it prepares you in a way, you know? But the first eye and the crown, they work in tandem, you guys. Like, they work together. It's usually like, once you have your crown open, your third eye it stays open. It literally stays open, because now you have all of that light coming through your crown and keeping your third eye open, which means that since you're receiving so much light, that's what you run off of. You don't have to do anything really more, unless you start to like take hella fluoride and things that actually decalcify it. I mean, like, that actually calcify it again, but if you're running off of your crown, like I'm saying, that's gonna be a little harder. Like, you'd have to do that. You'd have to like take hella fluoride. You'd have to like go back to like being the archaic you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that you used to do when you were ignorant of all of things that you should have been doing. But yeah, I love you guys. I just wanted to. That was actually good. It actually felt really good. I wanted to say that, you guys. I hope that makes sense for a lot of you guys, for everyone. I just want to thank you guys again, or all of my women. I keep saying guys. Where the women at, you know? But I love everyone. Thank you all for tuning in again. Like, subscribe, share if you guys like my content. I'm going to be putting out a lot more like explanations of certain spiritual aspects that I get revelations of. And not so much a revelation, but it's more like like an aha moment. And it's probably just an easier way to explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a essence where you guys can actually see the symbolism. So I like this video. I hope you guys did too. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. And this is Aurora tuning out. Bye, guys.